No giggling.
Hi, welcome everybody to Mennonite Farmhouse with our special guest. And we're hopefully you can hear us and see us. Let us know in this comment section down below that you're interacting with us. I see Teresa and yes, Michelle from Big Valley Living is with us today. And we got Denise here, and we got Tina from Life at Piedmont. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Me
And
too.
I know I have a 2-second delay, but hopefully everybody can hear us. What's ads? Oh, they're watching the ads. Yes, I've watched the ads before. Oh my, it never gets
Oh,
easy
that's
for me.
right. There's an ad before it all starts.
Yeah, so yeah, please watch the ads because it makes YouTube worthwhile for me. Well, not necessarily worthwhile, but it helps make it fun.
You
You
buys you
just
that
have,
fancy microphone there.
yeah. I hope everybody can hear me. Hi, Patty and Lisa. How are you folks doing today? Yeah, I'm trying to go live every Monday at 5 p.m. just to hi Rosie, just to stay in touch with my subscribers and catch up with you. Hi Bonnie, the you. Well, not the you, but you know what I'm saying.
Nicaragua. How cool is this?
Well, hi Pablo. Wow, Nicaragua. I'm trying to think. Do we have anybody from down there? No, I think there's a couple that left church to do missionary work in somewhere in South America. Oh, I forget where they went, but they I think he's in the medical field, and I know she's an RN.
That's
Matt,
good work to do.
mm-hmm. So welcome, and there's Susie from Kentucky.
Central Wisconsin. How's your
Mm-hmm.
guys' weather? We have, for the first time since 1938, we had a hurricane hit land in California.
I was asking my husband, I'm like, since when does California get hurricanes?
I know. I know. It's been a weird year. And then last night, on top of everything else, in Ventura County, they had a 5.1 earthquake at the same time that the storm was coming in. I was like, wow, you guys, I felt so bad for them. They're far enough away. We're
Oh,
not.
Rosie had an earthquake too.
Oh,
Well, I'm glad.
wow.
I think Rosie is in California. Rosie, I'm glad you're okay. And
Me
we got
too.
Jude, hi, and Cordy watching from Kentucky. So
Yes,
I'm
Rosie, it was in
guessing
Ohio.
everybody can hear us. Everybody give us the thumbs up. Rosie's saying where it was.
It was in
Michelle.
Ojai, California. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Jacqueline's here. Good to see you. I remember she's from Philly. And we got our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Hey, hey, hey. So anyway, my guest, if you guys don't know, is Michelle from Big Valley Living. She lives in California,
North
and
Central California.
and her channels they do cooking, and just recently started doing vlogs about her cancer journey.
Yeah.
And she's very positive about telling her story. And if you know anybody that has cancer, please direct them towards her channel. And because she just gives her story, and she's not a doctor, but sometimes you just want to hear somebody's story about what they've been going through. And we got Katie coming and joining us, and we got Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Well, Michelle, you want to give them some of your story?
Sure. So, I'll go back to when we started our channel and why. How about that? So we started watching YouTube a lot around a little bit before the pandemic, but especially after the pandemic started, to learn how to can our own food because in 2017, I got diagnosed with colon cancer. And at the time, I think it was like we thought it was stage 1, but it turned out it was stage 2 because the cancer sort of wanted to poke through my colon wall. So we started watching because we believe that a lot of the canned foods and things that we were eating were probably not the best for us. And we do eat a lot of, we were eating a lot of canned food. Like we love tomato sauce, anything with tomato sauce. And so we thought, well, let's make our own. Let's do our own beans. We'll buy dried organic beans. So we learned how to do a lot of that watching YouTube. And then when I went in for my second cancer treatment and surgery, we really wanted to start preserving family recipes for JJ has 3 children, so I have 3 bonus children from his previous marriage. And we wanted to preserve all the family recipes and everything so that there was sort of like a cookbook with instructions and pictures and all that kind of thing with the kind of foods that our family has always enjoyed. So that's how we started in like February or March of 2021 to do that. We didn't talk about why we were doing it until 2 weeks ago, because I didn't want our channel to be about that. Mm-hmm. So we just did our thing, and we slowly grew, and it became more than just family watching and subscribing. But once I put my message out last week or last month or beginning of this month, I guess, mm-hmm. we have found that there's a big need for people to want to hear about people's stories, talk about their own stories. Some people don't have a channel, but they need a voice and an outlet. And I don't wish we would have done it before. I think we did it when it was God's time for us to do it. Mm-hmm. Boy, am I happy we have, because I've seen so many people say, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I'm going to go get a colonoscopy. And that is like the most joyful thing ever. Not a colonoscopy, but that they're going to go and get checked.
So where do I fill in that? But anyway, yes. I mean, I think when I first met Michelle, I was told, oh, Michelle's a big fan of your channel. I'm like, oh, okay. That's great. But I've learned a lot from Michelle since we've gotten to know each other, that she is so positive that I don't know if anything does get her down, because I haven't seen her. Well, okay. The last day of her chemo treatment, that was the only time I've seen her say, I don't want to live anymore.
Oh man, I'm so glad my doctor let me off 5 days early. I couldn't do it anymore. I just could not do it anymore.
So besides that moment where she's like, I don't know if I can live today. Other than that, Michelle is a very positive person. So maybe I saw her at her bottom.
Hopefully, we all have good days and bad days. And that particular day, I honestly, I listened to my body, and I just knew something was really, really off. And I was afraid to take the pills. I sent a note to my doctor. They called me right away and then set up an appointment. And there was something telling me that taking that dose that day was probably going to lead to me going to the hospital. And I've never had to go to the hospital because of my treatment. And then we had a blood test, and then I had a routine blood test the following week. Mm-hmm. And my red blood cells were out of whack. My white blood cells were up. Oxygen, everything was down and out of whack. So that was a week after that happened. So mm-hmm. I think it was just a matter of listening to my body and reaching out to my doctor before I did anything.
All right, let me go back to the chat here.
Rhonda at Mimi's Dishes is asking, it's important to look at your stool or your poo. And it is, yes. If anything changes, you should probably be talking to your doctor. if it lasts for any amount of time. I waited way too long. I probably had precancerous cells and things a year before I ever even went and saw a gastroenterologist.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to talk about these things.
Yeah, it's important to be petty with what your body's telling you.
Yeah.
Because I had a doctor's appointment last week, and I ended up telling her, yeah, it takes me till lunchtime to feel like doing anything. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow. I love reading. I'm sorry. I love reading comments.
I think we both went silent because of that, reading it.
Oh, Dark Lord Minute. Yes, we lived through the storms. However, we could still have thunderstorms today. And I hope you lived through it too. Teresa, I am saying big prayers for you on that day because
we'll be praying for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thyroid, my doctor is, I think my 6-month checkup, she always checks my thyroid, and it's just a little below average, so she doesn't worry about it. And then she doesn't worry about my white blood cell count being too high sometimes. And I'm thinking, well, that's just inflammation. So I don't know.
Well, if it's inflammation, you have to pay attention to that too.
Mm-hmm. So I'm starting to learn how to put turmeric in my food.
Are you putting black pepper with it?
No.
Always make sure you have black pepper when you're having turmeric because it activates, it allows your body to absorb the turmeric. And if you don't put the black pepper in, your body won't absorb it the way it's supposed to.
Who knew?
Pro tip.
I know. Well, I put turmeric in my stock, and I probably put black peppercorns in there.
Yep.
So it's getting blustery here.
Oh, we had that I woke up at about 3:45 this morning, and we had our windows open because it was really nice and breezy from this storm that's floating up here. And we smelled smoke. I actually went through my house thinking that there was a fire in the house. Turns out there was a grass fire that was growing really fast because the wind was gusting to like 50, 60 miles an hour. It was crazy. So it's fine now.
And poor Rhonda, she had a kidney stone last week.
Oh, I've heard that's painful.
My husband had it a few years ago already, maybe 2. Yeah, when he's face painted on the bedroom floor. Yeah, I know. He needs to go to the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
I had to convince him.
Wow. Thank you, Cordy G. And yeah, I don't know where I learned about the turmeric and pepper, but a lot of the channels that I watch about whole food plant-based eating, they always mention that. They always remind you to make sure that you have pepper with your turmeric. So,
Katie, I'm in Pennsylvania, about 4 hours from Ohio, I think. Well, the way I went, it would seem like forever. Yeah. I've been to Ohio once. Oh, they're talking about Rhonda's problem. Yeah, I don't want to live through Howard having kidney stones. And they told him, I looked up, you have to stay off of greens. I was like, Howard, you gotta stay away from Swiss chard.
Oh, you were just hoping that he had to stay away from Swiss chard.
No, they actually say when you have kidney stones, you need to stay away from leafy greens.
Oh, because of the calcium in them?
I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah. So what I tell you, I forget what I even said. Hey, what if we want to talk about in the live? So why don't you tell the viewers how your channel got started? Even now, yeah.
Well, again, we started just to kind of preserve family recipes for our kids, and all of our families. JJ and I both have huge extended families. And so, and we're all we all have our recipes. It's kind of funny because we never knew each other until we were in our mid to late 20s. And it's funny because the first time I met my mother-in-law, we had a barbecue and I was making baked beans, and she gives me the once over. So how do you make your baked beans? And so when I told her how we made them, she told me that we followed the exact same recipe that they did. So it was stuff like that we wanted to share. And we wanted to do some gardening, but just the way things have played out, that we haven't done as much gardening as we'd like, but we're going to do more. And then we like to show things in Northern California because we live in a beautiful, beautiful place. All things aside, and our crazy hot summers, yuck. Where we live is beautiful. We're between San Francisco and South Lake Tahoe and Reno. So you can't get any better than this. Lots of rivers, mountains, ocean, everything. So we want to share more of that too.
Oh, Jamie sneaked in. She's eating dinner.
Ooh, Rosie's going to can some salsa and jelly today.
She's very ambitious today.
Yeah. I'm going to clean my tomato sauce jars from last night. We're just hitting 28 quarts, and I want to do 100. And my husband keeps shaking his head, but even if I do 100 quarts of tomato sauce, we'll be out by May. I know we will.
I still doubt you, but
oh no, trust me.
Maybe it's just because I have so many different things in my cellar. I have so much variety that I'm not going to have food boredom. Katie, I can send you that email back. Not a problem. I just have to remember.
Write it down. Write it down.
I won't remember where I put it. Oh, there's a pencil. Yeah.
Just put a Post-it right up here on the camera. Just kidding.
Katie. Email.
Ooh, Jamie used her steam canner for pickles.
I bet that would be fun.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
I wonder if they're crunchier or they just taste like they've been in a water bath.
I don't know. I'd like her to comment on that. I like really, really crunchy pickles. So I like to put them in a crock and let them sit for 4 to 6 weeks. And then we always make fresh brine, rinse them off, put fresh brine in there. And I even put fresh dill if I can, and more fresh garlic. And then last year we had like 6 half-gallon jars of pickles in the refrigerator. They were good though.
The shrimp cookies.
That sounds good.
I'm pretty sure I still have that email.
Do they have shrimp in them?
No.
Oh, okay.
They look like shrimp. I think they're a little croissant cookie if I remember right. She sent it to me when I did my sand tart video, if I remember right. So with me growing dill, the dill is going to seed before my cucumbers are even ready.
It's a hard balance.
Yes. I can't prune them back quick enough. But yet I can
Our cilantro goes to seed before the tomatoes and the peppers are ready. So it's like you're going to go to the grocery store, and I guess we could grow it indoors. And we bought some shelving and lights to have like a little grow spot in the house, but I just don't know where it's going to go because we don't have basements here. I wish I had a basement. Do you have one?
I have a dry cellar.
Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous.
Sometimes I keep saying to myself, I would really love a finished basement. But then,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, but then I just don't like the dirt floor because dirt comes up from the basement. You know what I mean? I'm cleaning that up. But to keep my dry goods or my canned food, it's a blessing,
Oh, yeah. And they're always cool, right? I mean, they're always shaded and cool. We have to have like an interior closet in our pantry is like a big interior closet. and we have to keep them in there. We can't keep them out anywhere else because it just gets too much light.
And when they said it was going to be 90 degrees yesterday and it never hit 90, and our air was broken yesterday and we were going away, Howard's like, I was like, why don't we just stick the cats in the basement? So because they're so used to be at 72 degrees. No, they were all right. Because the long hair, he would be puffing. Because sometimes when he accidentally goes outside, he's like ready to come back in 3 hours. He learns his lesson. So
I'm sitting here reading. Dill has amazing vitamins and minerals. I love dill. I really love dill almost for everything.
104 today. Yeah, I think we barely hit 87 today when they said it was going to be 90, 92. I don't know why I'm complaining that it didn't get to where they predicted.
Well, our humidity rarely gets above like 18 to 20%, like 25%, and we're just dying here, right? And today I went out and my car showed that it was 83 degrees, but NOAA, the National Oceanography blah, 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 Association, right? Or sorry, I don't know all the words for it, but that's how I get my weather. They were saying it was 72 degrees, but the humidity was 85%. I can't do that. I can't. There is such a thing as a dry heat. Trust me.
One of my friends that lives in Arizona was complaining that it was 66% humidity. I'm like, that's us every day.
Yeah. I don't know why your hair just isn't all just frizzed up all over the place.
It's because I know how to comb it.
And so Delano, Rosie is not far from me. She's in Delano.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, we could meet halfway and it wouldn't take but an hour. But so Rosie, I need to know, is it super humid there right now? Because I think down in your neck of the woods, you guys are supposed to get more thunderstorms today than we are. I love thunderstorms, so I'm super bummed that they're going to pass us up.
Well, come visit me.
I know. My grandmother lived in Colorado Springs, and I would go visit her in the summertime. Oh, they have got the most fabulous thunderstorms in the afternoon. And I used to drive her nuts because I would just stand there with a video camera at the door taking pictures of the lightning strikes, and she just freaked her out. Get in the house.
So I know you're canning a lot of tomato sauce, but is there anything else you like to preserve?
Yes. I like to we have a really good corn farm near here, and it's still yellow corn. So I like to go and get corn there, and we go from cob to, we actually can it. I blanched and froze corn on the cob one time, and I wasn't happy with the product that we got. We also loved canned carrots, and so we do a lot of that. We've done canned potatoes. I'm trying to think of what's in there right now. We've done a lot of beef broth and chicken broth in the past and vegetable broth. I really like having homemade broth on the shelf. I don't know how much meat broth we're really going to do in the future because I'm going to kind of go more, whole food and plant-based. But we're probably still going to have some on the shelf because I know us, and I know that there are going to be times where we want things like that. But we're ingredient canners. I think Mouse Toes was saying she's a major ingredient canner as well. And beans. Beans all over the place. We love beans.
Oh, Katie's asking why, because it was blanched?
I don't know why. It just didn't. I don't know. I figured blanching it was supposed to make it better when you brought it back. But there was something about it that just the texture of the corn wasn't quite what we were expecting. And we both like canned corn. So, it was just as easy to do that as to freeze the cobs. And it takes less freezer space.
Yeah, freezer space is high in real estate around here. So corn, not many people know this, but just because corn's corn, there's different levels of sugar in each variety of corn. So there's certain varieties you should be canning because they don't the natural sugars don't intensify when you're canning it. So when you say you don't like canned corn, it's because you just didn't pick the right variety. So I know what we grow. I like frozen. I don't know. So you have to, when you freeze corn, you have to blanch it 4 minutes. And
do you blanch it on the cob, or do you strip it from the cob first and then blanch it?
Oh, we cook it on the cob first.
Okay.
And my husband, he'll cut it off, then leave me the stickiest floor ever. So blanching kills the enzymes that naturally break down your food. So if you don't, I've seen a lot of questions lately on social media. Why do you have to blanch food? Can I just throw this in the freezer? The bottom line is your food's not going to last as long or taste as good if you just take the few simple steps to blanch your corn.
I'm even par cooking vegetables before I freeze. We got a freeze dryer in April, and that has really enhanced our preservability of foods as well. I have a dehydrator, and I've just really never been good at it. We've been talking about this for a couple of days behind the scenes. I took all my tomato skins from the tomatoes that we're making into sauce and put them through the Vitamix and then added just enough water to get them smooth, put them into the freeze dryer, and I got the best tomato powder. I tried dehydrating some 2 years in a row, and it was a waste of my time and energy to do that. I never got it right.
And somebody's saying they didn't know that about corn, Cordy. Then Teresa's saying it changes the molecular properties.
I think I really like canned corn, I have to say, and we knew that there was a risk that it would turn kind of off color and stuff like that. And right now, I still have a good supply of corn that last year I think we did like 38 pints or something like that. So we still have a good amount on the shelf, and it looks just as good as the day we put it up. It didn't have any discoloration. It hasn't lost any of its like crisp bite to it. So I'll do that again for sure.
And Rosie's saying there's a difference between sweet corn and there's Mexican white corn. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's probably that California thing.
White corn is super, super, super sweet compared to yellow corn. I personally I like to eat vegetables that have like lots and lots of color because there's a lot of vitamins in that color. But my husband doesn't mind white corn, and he also likes white peaches, and I like the orange fleshed peaches myself because I feel like I'm getting more vitamins from it.
And did anybody know that you cannot can white peaches?
No, I didn't. For real?
Yeah, I learned that. Yeah.
How? Why?
We'll have to look that up. But I just know from being in the Facebook canning group, they say any peach you can should be yellow.
Okay.
But yeah.
And I'm seeing here, yep, blanching the broccoli before dehydrating. And yeah, Rosie, I should try freeze drying my cilantro. That's a really good idea. And we grew 80 heads of garlic this year. So for the first time ever, I'm gonna pickle almost all the garlic. And we ordered, it was hard neck garlic, so it's a little different. It's not as spicy. So this year we're going to try growing 80 heads of soft neck garlic. So we'll overwinter them. And hopefully it'll be like the garlic that we get from Salinas, California, because that's the best garlic in the whole world.
Okay, Dark Lord Nana, thank you.
What do you do?
He says,
oh, okay.
Thank you. I don't know how I don't have any moderators today.
Oh, yeah, you don't. I'm a mod.
You're on the screen.
Rosie, yes, I should make a little bit of garlic oil. You're right.
Rebecca's usually here. She's never missed a live. So let's pray for Hillbilly, Suburban Hillbilly.
Oh yeah, she is always here.
Yes. But anyway, don't look at me.
Oh, that's funny. No, that would actually be good. I think I should try some garlic oil. I'll look up having to do it.
Well, from all my research, because I really wanted to do sun-dried tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
When you put tomatoes in oil, they're only good for a week on the counter.
Oh.
It's rancid.
Oh,
So
well, I always refrigerate my sun-dried tomatoes in oil, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So I just want to put that out there. Do not put your sun-dried tomatoes or your tomatoes in oil and put them on the counter. You'll have funky things in a week.
Oh, we don't want that.
No.
We just had a conversation about this morning, didn't we? About tomato juice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we did.
I did dump it, by the way. We skimmed some tomato juice off of this last batch of tomato sauce it would thicken the sauce a little bit, and then I wanted to use the tomato juice for some soup. And last night I put there was just a tiny bit of warm tomato sauce left after canning, and I told my husband, let's just take that juice out, we'll mix it all together, put it back in the fridge, and I'll use it for dinner tomorrow, which is today. Well, one thing led to another. The storm started rolling in, and guess who forgot to cover and refrigerate the tomato sauce or juice? So I actually got in touch with Leanne this morning, and I'm like, so do you think I should eat it? She goes, well, I don't know. And so we didn't. We're not going to do it.
I must have hit something in StreamYard this morning when I set up the broadcast, and poor Tina's doing watching a commercial.
Oh, wow.
Oops. I'll fix that for the next time.
I didn't know that could even happen.
Apparently you can. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm sorry, Tina. Well, maybe that's why it gets quiet here.
Dent corn, you don't can. What's dent corn? I've never heard of. Oh, okay. It's used for masa. I'm going back a little ways.
I figured you were. Well, Carrie just came and catched us live. Welcome, Carrie. And our treasured home, I think her name's Lainey, I hope. If I remember. And
there you have a table of 3. You've got a mod in here.
Oh yay.
Oh, wow. Several people that Bonnie has followed or follows says that cilantro is the very best when it's freeze-dried.
Well, there you go.
So I guess I need to do it. I love cilantro, and actually we can have it like 9 months of the year here.
Sorry, Nancy. Why, who's Lainey then?
Hey, Suburban Hillbilly, too.
Say hi. We were just talking about how you weren't here.
Her ears were burning.
That was her notification. I was talking and she knew. We're just glad nothing's wrong with you because we were worried. Oh.
Hey, I'm gonna drop something here if it's okay. If you don't have a freeze dryer, and I don't know if it's over yet, I would imagine that a lot of us watch Living Traditions Homestead on YouTube. Actually, they're giving away a medium freeze dryer right now. So go check them out and see if it's still something. I think it's through the end of the month. And Harvest Right donated it to them. Wow. And now they have 5 shelves, not 4. That's a big deal if you get a medium. That's a really big deal because that extra shelf can really make a difference. Yeah. So go check it out, Jamie. All of you guys that want to do that, you might as well. And once a month, you can go to the Harvest Right website, and you can register to win a free medium Harvest Right freeze dryer. Might as well. You don't have anything to lose.
Look at Rebecca's comment.
There's plenty wrong with me. Oh, with all of us, believe us, with all of us.
Mary said she doesn't know that you could do that on their site.
Yeah. Just go to their website and you can sign up. I think you sign up through email and then you can go in, and they even sent out reminders before. I should still do it, and if I get one, give it to my brother or something as a gift. I don't know. But I'm having a lot of fun making freeze-dried super green powders and stuff like that, because you can slip those into anything and just up your nutrition. And it doesn't take like a lot of bulk or anything. And I don't know about everybody else, but is all of your food like if you buy it at the store, I should say, I'm going to qualify that. The food goes bad so fast. Bananas turn like no one's business. It's just everything goes bad so much faster.
The store-bought onions.
Yeah. They used to last forever. And now you're lucky to get a week out of them. It's craziness. And it doesn't matter what color.
Or potatoes.
Oh, yeah. That's very disappointing.
Well, Kelly decided to join us. Welcome. You're never too late. You're just right on time for when you could be here. Yeah. I try to buy, real ingredients at the store, and I feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot. In this past year, we're able to barely use any store-bought onions. Like, I got to carry over. Who's
and
Michelle?
There are ways to store those things. Who's Michelle?
Jamie's asking who's Michelle.
Me. I think me.
That's who I'm thinking.
Michelle Big Valley Living, Michelle?
Jamie has a channel, and she hosted Bread's 2023 back in, I forget what month it was. February, January? Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Jamie, I'm like, I know you know who I am. Okay, now I'm understanding. Okay, Living Traditions Homestead is the channel that's doing the giveaway.
Oh.
Now I understand. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow sometimes, let me tell you.
It's that live brain,
It is, huh?
Because I am way more talkative. Here, just ask Michelle. Michelle can't get me to shut up sometimes.
And Leanne can't get me to shut up sometimes.
Howard's like, who is that talking?
Shut her up, please. Oh, I did not know that, Rosie.
I figure they're using, what has to be used up first to sell. And that's what I figured. But my husband said that the food you get at the store, like the raw ingredients, get blasted with radiation if they're coming in from a different country. So that's why I try to stay away from strawberries that are from Mexico and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, we have tons of Mexican fruits and vegetables here. I mean, that's kind of why we can have fresh avocados every single day of the year. Every day. Rosie, am I right? Yeah.
I have yet to find an avocado that I actually like.
Oh, my goodness. We had avocado yesterday for lunch. Avocado, fresh heirloom tomato, and diced red onion. It was good.
But thanks to, now I'm going to forget her name. Sandy over at Suburban. Her name of her channel. Somebody help me out. You know whose channel I'm talking about? Sandy at Suburban Urban Wyoming, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Well, anyway, she shipped me lemons off her tree last year. I never knew what a lemon actually was supposed to taste like until she sent them to me.
What do you mean you didn't know what a lemon was supposed to taste like?
The lemons from the store are nowhere close to what she sent me.
So did she send you a Eureka lemon, or did she send you a sweet lemon, which is called a Meyer lemon?
Because these things were like bigger than my fist.
Yeah, that's how ours are.
4 in this box. And let me tell you, I had COVID right then, so it was a blessing because I was lucky enough for the vitamin C.
And the
Sandy.
zest. Oh, the zest from a fresh lemon. Right now, we probably have about 25 or 30 limes that are ready to harvest. I need to make blueberry lime jam. And we have another 150. And they'll just keep on the tree until probably January, actually.
I'm so
And they
jealous.
turn yellow and it's easy to see them. And you go, oh my gosh, how did I miss all those?
So jealous about the citrus. Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you earlier. You want to talk about what's in your garden or your yard?
Sure, I'd love to. Okay, so when we moved into this house, we had a lot of useless trees. I mean, they produce shade and a lot of leaves. But as they aged out and they came out of the ground, we figure if we're going to plant something, sometimes you should just do it for the beauty of it or to feed bees and attract butterflies. Okay, we get that. But as far as trees go, we want our trees to feed us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a suburban environment. We have a 1/4 acre, so we do not have a ton of land. And so we have one Meyer lemon tree. Gosh, I think it's like 15 or 20 years old, prolific. I'll go out in the garden and I'll do some videos about the trees. We have 2 Eureka lemons, and they're really tiny, but they're doing well this year. We have a bear's lime, which is just the kind of lime that you get at the store most of the time. We used to have a Mexican lime, so you could make like key lime pie and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so thorny that it went away, because every time we walked by it, we would get, I swear it reached out and it grabbed you just like in a fairy tale. So that went away.
Isn't it like the Wizard of Oz?
Kind of, yeah.
They're going through the forest, or is that another movie?
Well, they did do something like that, I think, in The Wizard of Oz, but also there's a movie called Labyrinth with David Bowie, and they had trees like that too. So, what other kind? We have pink lady apple. Just this spring, we put in a Granny Smith apple, a nectarine, a peach, an apricot. I'm super excited about the apricot. And then we also have like a satsuma. I always say tangerine, but it might be an orange. I don't know. And then the best thing we have in our yard, as far as trees go, is our pomegranate. And I don't know if it's classified as a tree or a bush, but we're probably going to get about 250 pomegranates this year. And our pomegranates are huge. I mean, like, I can put both of my hands out. Can you see that? I can put both of my hands out and fill it. It's bigger than a softball. Yeah. And then we have blackberries and raspberries and blueberries.
Yeah, I could live in her yard. Well,
yeah,
Dawn Ray B, welcome.
Hey, Dawn, I watched your video earlier. I hope you're feeling good right now.
And Elaine joined us. Hello.
Hi, Elaine.
Yeah, if it packs, it ships, right, Michelle? You can send me some limes.
I would do that. Yeah, they keep too for a couple of days. You probably, if I do like a priority, you'll get it faster than when it comes on a semi. I used to drive a semi, and we would go down to the desert in California, in Blythe, California, where they use a lot of water to grow vegetables for the whole country. This was 26 or 27 years ago. But they would pack all of it on ice, and then ice everywhere in this trailer. And you'd haul it over to a place called Hunts Point, New York. And that was just like this huge vegetable market for all the stores and stuff. And we had 60 hours to get from Blythe to New York City. And then they had all of these little sensors in there. And if one sensor had gone over a certain temperature, they could refuse the entire load. But at the time, I always felt like the poor people on the East Coast were getting food that we would probably be throwing away because it was days old.
That's what I'm saying about the lemons. Like, there was like night and day. Like,
oh yeah,
the pith was like a 1/4 inch thick. Yeah. We don't get that at the store around here.
Really? And you're so close to Florida. That surprises me.
Like, yeah, it's hard. It's maybe about those onions and potatoes that we're using last year's.
You know what I'm wondering too? You know how they tell you not to store fruit near onions and garlic? Have you ever heard that? Don't
Onions
put
and don't put them together.
don't put onions near your fruit, like any fresh fruit. So if you have
Oh,
apples or something, or oranges, you don't want those sitting near onions in your kitchen. You want them as far apart as you possibly can get them. And I'm wondering if they, number one, do they even know it when they're storing it in a warehouse? And do they care? Even if they know, do they really care? Because
I
that
know.
could be happening too, right?
I know you're not supposed to store your fresh flower arrangements near fresh fruit.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
I learned that the day of my wedding, or the week of my wedding, because my florist said, yeah, don't put these in the same refrigerator as your fruit trays.
Oh wow. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's the moisture or something. I don't know. I
Oh
just
my gosh. Look at Suburban Hillbilly's comment.
yeah,
Pull that
I was
up. Oh
looking
my
at it.
gosh. That is so cool. I wish I was driving a semi. I would totally do that for you, Rebecca.
So, do you have any trucker stories?
That are family friendly? Not really. No.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a thing called Hail Bop. Does everybody remember Hail Bop back in the early 90s, I think? It was like a slow moving, my brain's gonna go blank. Um, a slow moving meteor.
uh-huh.
And it was like the whole summer. And I was primarily a nighttime driver because I drove cross country. So we'd get out to like Kansas or something where there was not a lot of trees or anything, and the sky is just gigantic. And I could watch Hail Bop go across the sky the entire summer. It was really cool.
See, Dark Lord Man.
Dark Lord, you just know all this cool stuff.
He's our new Jesse.
Yeah? All right. That's a compliment. Oh, I'm sorry, Rebecca. I'm sorry about that. That's not really a good reason to inherit jars.
Aww.
Yeah.
The comet.
Comet, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, meteorite's just a quick little blip in the sky, isn't it?
Oh, look. Who decided to show up?
Hi. How you doing, Mouse Toes? Oh, can I talk about what I just found in my house yesterday? That I've never
Sure.
had in my entire life, and I'm
Oh,
old.
I'm not sure if you should talk about that story.
Okay. Well, Mouse Toes, I thought about you. I know it came. JJ is always telling me when I let the dogs out, I leave the slider open, right?
Mhm.
And he's like, "Close the slider. We're gonna get a salamander running in the house or something." I think I let a mouse in the house, but that's okay. You should see the traps that got here today. So we're gonna take care of business.
So, as in Mouse Toast words, you're going to be the Michelleinator.
I am the Michelleinator. I am going to be the Michelleinator, and I am going to get that mouse if it is the last thing I do this week. Oh my goodness.
So, we were talking about canning corn, and it just made me think of last year's Souptember and how Cassandra did chicken corn soup for that.
Oh, yum.
And her video on how to take chicken corn soup and make it into different meals was pure genius. Because I would have never thought to make a chicken and corn Alfredo with
Oh,
chicken corn soup.
I need to go check that out. I do.
And who doesn't know Cassandra? But you know.
I need to go watch that video again, though. That sounds really good.
Speaking of September, it's coming up in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks. We'll be talking about that in our next live. And Michelle's willing to make a soup for us for that.
Michelle is making, I can't wait to make my soup. I mean, I've already got it. Oh, so good. So good.
So you can talk about it, Michelle.
We can't?
You can. Talk
I
about
can?
it. Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of people may not. This is such, I just feel like a super Californian here when I tell you what I'm making. It's wild rice and mushroom soup, and it's really creamy, and oh my gosh, super mushroomy. It's got like 5 different mushrooms in it.
Oh.
And does everybody know that I'm going to throw this out there. Wild rice is not rice, it's grass. And it's also called like Canadian rice, I think, or Canadian grass. And it grows in extreme northeastern California, and then either Wisconsin or Minnesota. I can't remember which one of. I always get those 2 states mixed up. I don't know why. But it's really, really good, and I cannot wait to show this recipe. I was thinking about making it with oat milk, but it's best with cream, real cream. Oh, look at her eyes roll. I saw that.
Oh, wait, that's on video.
No, I'm using real cream. I am using real cream. It's really good.
Well, at least my subscribers or my viewers know how I feel about plant-based milk. I'm sorry.
Oh, I agree. Don't even try to make milk is milk. Milk comes from a cow or a goat. I agree. Or
But
yeah,
a few people last year say, "Why do all these soups have dairy in them?" I'm like,
"Did you have a dairy farm?"
Yeah. Well, somebody did say, "Well, she's a dairy farmer's wife."
What are you going to make, Leanne? Do you know yet? Have you settled?
It depends on how many tomatoes are in my garden. That's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha.
Rhonda, I am fully booked on September.
Uh-oh, I was just told to keep my soup a secret. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Mouse Toes.
No, she was asking if it's... No, I don't know. Maybe we read that wrong. But anyway. So I'm excited to announce who we have in September next week.
Are you reading?
Yeah, what?
It is Wisconsin where they grow the other wild rice. Thank you so much.
Aren't you glad we have instant, knowledge in this chat?
Yes, I do. And you have a question about room in September.
Yeah,
there.
I just asked that.
Okay.
I said we're booked. Somehow, yeah. Sorry, Rhonda. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're
that all
snitches.
I knows.
Mouse says it's calling us snitches.
Are we snitches? Okay, now I'm trying to catch up on this.
Oh, yeah, we are Northern girls getting our soup on. Let me tell you. Well, there's Chuck from Life with Linda and Chuck. We know he's going to love September because I always get the state wrong. I think he's in Mississippi. One time I said he was in Louisiana or Louisiana. I probably still got it wrong, but keep what you're making a secret. Well,
maybe I'll keep it a secret from Leanne and I'll make a different soup.
Well, maybe she's talking about me because I haven't really flat out said what I'm making. It just depends on how many vegetables I can get from the garden.
I think that's great, though. Now, see, our gardens, it's been so hot here in the summertime that we're rethinking how we garden. We can't garden like everybody else. We need to be finishing our traditionally summer vegetables in like the end of June, and then maybe go ahead and replenish the garden with, compost or whatever we're going to put out, manures or whatever.
Mhm.
and then start our fall plants indoors, except for beets and radishes and carrots because they like to be direct sown. And
Mhm.
then, but do the cruciferous stuff in the house. Like I should have my sets in right now, as well as lettuce,
We
because we
planted our
cannot grow lettuce in the summertime. And then put it out in like mid to late September because it's just too hot here from July through almost October 1st anymore.
I
Kind
think
of a
it's a
bummer.
conspiracy theory that tomatoes only grow when lettuce can't.
It's just like cilantro and peppers. I'm telling you, they go
It,
together really well in your food, but they don't grow at the same time. So I'm going to take that tip though. I'm going to try freeze drying a bunch of cilantro. Thank you for that.
I'm one of those people that can't stand cilantro. Tastes like soap to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
I
won't
think it's
ever send you salsa.
I think it's being northern.
I have a lot of friends who don't. They can't.
What do you
Okay,
call a
Mouse
factory?
is doing jokes. I like this.
Ah, yeah.
You either there's a gene I think that makes it so that it tastes like soap. So
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. I'd rather
yeah,
just put parsley in.
I like parsley too. We put parsley in our green smoothies. I love it.
Oh, she's doing dad jokes.
I It's funny. What do you call a factory? A satisfactory? That's funny. You should do like bad dad jokes at the beginning of lives. 5 minutes of bad dad jokes. Bring them on. Bring them on. Okay, what vegetable wasn't allowed on the ark? I can't wait to see the answer to this. So, can I say something real quick
Absolutely.
about our channel? We are at like 2,400 subscribers, and a lot of folks in here have been with us for a really long time, and I cannot thank any of you guys enough. And Leanne, you've been such a um, huge like supporter too.
Artichokes.
Oh, leaks! Yes, leaks. No
Oh,
leaks on the ark. That makes sense.
so
We are also planting artichokes in our yard right now for hopefully a fall flowering. Excited about that.
Don says congratulations, awesome number.
It is very exciting.
And you have JJ cooking on Fridays.
I have JJ cooking on Fridays. I don't know what he's going to do this week.
Well, I
I
like the pizza pasta he did a few weeks ago. I actually made it.
Yeah,
I
it
made
was really good.
I made a couple things from your channel. I did the tomatilla pie when you did for Pies of March.
That's a good one. I like that recipe.
Well, Janice just decided to show up.
Just in time. This just in time for all the fun. But yeah, I like doing old fashioned like casseroles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, especially in the winter, it just kind of takes you back to your childhood. I enjoy it. Yeah, everybody hit that like button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 35 watching and 43 likes according to my stats. That's good. And make sure to subscribe.
Michelle.
What did I want to ask you? I wanted to ask you something.
What don't you know about me?
What do I know about you?
Oh, that's kind of scary. But anyway. I'm like, oh, I just opened that door. Nope. Sorry.
I'm not going to do that. I don't have enough time to think of a meaningful question. Yes, I do. When was the first time you canned something?
By myself?
Yes.
It had to be at least 10 years ago. No, maybe 8. No, wait. How long? No. I can't remember. It had to be at least 12 years ago. Wow.
Okay, so like you haven't been canning all your life either.
Well, I grew up in a canning family, but when I moved out on my own, I just didn't can because I was working 50 hours a week and plus
There's no time.
No, there was no time.
What's your favorite thing to can?
Something simple. Green beans.
And do you prefer pressure canning or water bath canning or steam canning?
Well, it depends on what's going in the jar. Like I love pressure canning just because it's a lot of foods that are simple ingredients like you can use for everyday food, for cooking from scratch,
Yeah.
And so I think there's more purpose to pressure canning than there is water bath canning. So, like the pressure or water bath canning or steam canning, there's a lot of pickles and jellies and jams that, there's a lot of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So, I rather pressure can.
Yeah, me too. I want to do more pickling this year though. Kinzer Crafts, we do canning and just family recipes and things. And I don't know, I like to just kind of bring a little bit of what I consider California flair to it. It might not be California food, but I was born and raised here, so I consider it California cuisine. And we also bring colon cancer awareness to the world these days. I did one video for cancer, my colon cancer signs and symptoms, and I think it's at 65,000 views right now. So people are clearly getting the message, and I would ask everybody that knows somebody who might be experiencing some issues to go to your doctor, talk to your doctor, because you could probably stop something early in its path.
And you found out just last week through your PET scan.
I had a CAT scan that does not show. I have it sitting right here. It says no signs of cancer. So I'm very happy about that. And that's why we're changing our diet up a little bit, because the one constant thing that's been going on during my 5-year cancer treatments and journey and all that is that I haven't given up meat and animal products. So I'm going to kind of go towards not having so many in my diet, because that is linked to colon cancer. So
yeah, because you're diagnosed with cancer is not a death sentence anymore.
Nope, I am living with cancer, and I'm going to keep managing it. I'm not going to let it take me out.
My bishop of my church had stage 4 prostate cancer last year. He's still with us.
Good.
And my neighbor that has me over for my bake sales, she had stage 4 breast cancer at least 3 or 4 years ago. She's still with us. I mean,
I have a lot of comments from people who've been cancer-free for 10, 20, and 30 years. And I'm glad that we went out there with it, because just those messages of people telling us, how we can do it, it just makes me feel good. It makes me, it like re-energizes my positive attitude. It's like, hey, I can do this too. Because quite frankly, at this point, I had a low, chance of surviving to this point. And I'm living a very almost normal life. So it's cool. And Mouse Toast, yeah, he can have chicken. It's okay. JJ can have chicken. Thank you, Life in the Piedmont.
That's Tina.
Thank you, Tina. So yeah, you guys, yep. And Kinzer Crafts, their sister has colorectal cancer, had a tumor removed, and has no signs of cancer. That is the best thing. I love hearing that. I really do. I really do. Has never heard JJ say, no, JJ does not find me to be normal. He finds me to be a silly, silly butt.
So yeah, it's amazing. Michelle's cancer free.
Let's keep it that way. Yep.
So I guess our hour's been up for 5 minutes, and I'm surprised Mouse hasn't been here to tell me to. No, I'm just kidding.
That's because she's talking about JJ.
Yeah, who wants to be boring? I know I'm not normal. I don't want to be normal.
No. I want to get my craft. I want to start doing more crafting. So I've got to get all of my canning done so that I can start making Christmas cards and things. I really want to do that this year. And I also want to learn how to, I'm amazed at you because you can quilt. I want to do that so bad.
It is easy to start.
So you say.
There's the eye roll. See, I'm not the only one. One of these days, I'll do a quilting video or something normal, or something. I'm looking at Jamie's comment. Yeah, because I really want to get back to stuff. And if I'm doing YouTube videos, how can I do it?
Well, turn on the camera like Mouse was saying, crafting is fun to watch too. That would be fun to just sit down and make Christmas cards and just have the camera showing what you're doing. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. Ginger does craft and chat every Thursday. They've been doing charcuterie lately, though. That's fun.
Paula, the Flavorful Home, she makes cards on her channel.
I think that's so much fun.
Well, Mouse told me to do quilting videos during the winter.
And I'm seeing here Jacqueline Lou says, yes, please. I would love to see you do quilting. I really would.
I would. Yeah. It's all about my vision and seeing what, I mean, I have anxiety about things sometimes. That's probably why I haven't made a video, because I'm just like, I don't know if people want to see it.
Do you have a fancy quilting machine or anything like that?
I have a long arm.
Okay. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to have to Google it when we get off of here.
Hi, Glenda. How do you see you come in? Oh, you're lurking during dinner. A long arm is just like it sounds. It has a long arm, which is really a long throat. And
so that you can just move it and make your swirls and your patterns to hold it together.
And since my husband's, cheap. No, I'm just kidding. I love my husband. He bought me this long arm when I was 40 years old for my 40th birthday. But there are really expensive long arms that have computers attached to them, and you can just tap on a design. And I'm sure that it's not as easy as it sounds, but still.
Once you understand the program, it probably is.
Okay, I missed something with Jenny. I know pears, they have to be, don't ripen on the tree. They have to lay flat somewhere in 65-degree weather to ripen.
Pears?
Pears. At least the pears that I have.
Huh.
So they're talking about pears.
Oh, see, so Suburban Hillbilly wants a basic manual long arm.
Mm-hmm. My long arm is probably 20 years old. I have to can pears this year because I haven't canned them in 5 years, maybe. Yeah.
I canned pears and we gave them away because they still feel like wet hair in my mouth. I just couldn't do it.
That was my first quilt project, was just doing a table runner with a 9 patch. So I could easily do that.
How do you know how to cut everything right? Are there special little...
You got rulers and cutting mats and rotary cutters. I know, that was my fear. The reason I didn't start quilting sooner is because I just didn't understand how you can coordinate colors and all this. I didn't know you actually had patterns.
You know, the coolest place, I got to tell you, back in like 1990-ish, We had a layover waiting for some clothes to be loaded into a trailer to bring back to LA, and I got to go to the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when you got to climb up inside of the Statue of Liberty to go to the top, and it was super, super cool. And on the way up, the whole thing was like a quilt museum, or maybe it was just that they had a display or something. And it was fascinating. It was a lot of the things were like what on your video where you showed all of your quilting friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I was just blown away. And I sort of got like I've had a love of quilts ever since then. So
Glenda says she can. Why can't you quilt? It's just free motion. Or something. It can be free quilt. I'm telling you, Glenda, you got some grandbabies to make baby quilts for. Just saying.
Or crochet.
So
I have a roller and a rotary cutter, so maybe I should just give it a shot. Maybe I'll make one of those little soup bowl cozies.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, no, I won't do that. I'll make a table runner.
Yeah, do a table runner. I just think the bowl cozies are a little bit more far up on the scale of skills, just because of you have to line up things perfectly so they look right.
I made it last one time, and the pockets went the wrong way, but it was still a cute dress. I felt like I was on Little House on the Prairie. So I just saw doing zucchini right now. What do you enjoy making with zucchini? Anything. I love zucchini.
Zucchini for days.
Yep. I like zucchini boats.
We have those videos on our playlist. Yeah, I would like to do those zucchini fritters again.
Really good.
I really need to make the pina colada zucchini bread that I have a video on. I've been wanting to make that again.
I like zoodles too. I like zoodles a lot. I'm going to have to move away from refined flour. So I like spaghetti squash. I like zoodles. I like all that kind of stuff. And you know what I think would be fun too? And this isn't zucchini. Beet zoodle, like beetles. Would you call them beetles? I don't know what you'd call them. Boodles.
I don't think we should call them beetles.
People watch the Pincer Crafts loves the zucchini collab. Thanks. That was a lot of fun.
I should just make another zucchini recipe, like zucchini bread. But anyhow, well,
so 12 minutes over time. Thank you, Mouse Toes.
We're just having fun. But I guess we should go, just because I don't want this to be too long. Well, thanks, Michelle, for coming and telling us your story and inspire us to just listen to your body and know when it's time to talk to your doctor. And
yeah, thank you. I've had a lot of fun
trying to keep Liam from going out of control.
Yep, she's going to start spinning in a minute. What do you have to carry? Do you have to go and make some canning? Doing any canning tonight? God, I can't speak today.
Well, it's already 6:00, so after the other night of being up till 2 a.m., I'm not gonna do another long night for a while. Oh, has Howard's back? Yeah, tell me about it. Somebody needs to have Howard's back. Let me tell you.
Thank you, Rosie. We'll have to get together. You're so close. That'd be kind of fun.
So I'm going to be making beef stroganoff, and that's what I'll be working on after I get off here.
And I'm making vegetable soup with my freshly canned tomato sauce because I let my juice go to waste.
I'm going to try to can something tomorrow. I'm going to can at least one thing tomorrow.
I'm getting another 14 quarts of tomato sauce ready to process tomorrow, and then I'll throw some more skins in the freeze dryer. So I've already got plans.
Well, thanks for being here, folks, and hopefully we'll do this next week, and we'll talk about September then. Take care.
Yes.
See ya.
Thanks, Leanne. Bye, everybody.